Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of our lesson on interior and exterior angles of polygons. So if you will find something to write on and something to write with. I already have the pictures drawn today, so what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to pause the video when I get, right before I start that problem, when I'm done with number 1, pause it so you can have time to draw number 2. I'm not going to take time to wait for that during this video, so we kind of consolidate it. The other thing I need to make sure you all have is these formulas from last time. So if you don't have those written down, pause, make sure you have them written down, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get started on problem number 1 using those formulas from last time. Okay, so the first thing we have to do here when we have a, we don't have a word problem that specifically tells us what we need to do, so we're going to use what we see in the picture and figure out which of our formulas we're talking about. Okay, so first of all, the angles, we're looking for x. X is going to be right here. How big is this angle? That's our goal. Okay, so notice, where is this angle located? It is on the interior. Okay, so we're going to be using one of our 2 interior formulas. Do we want to use all of the angles, so that would be sum of all of the angles, or do we just want to look at one? Okay, now the thing is, we're only really trying to find one angle, but if I use the formula for one interior angle, that is under the assumption that this is a regular polygon, meaning all 4 of these sides on our shape are congruent, and all 4 of these angles are also congruent. And so we can obviously see that these angles are not all the same, and these sides are different lengths, so this is not a regular polygon, so we cannot use the formula to just find one interior angle of a 4-sided figure for this particular problem. So we are going to have to use the sum of the interior angles in order to solve this problem. Okay, so the sum of the interior angles of a regular, or of any polygon, doesn't have to be regular, is n minus 2 times 180. So n always stands for the number of sides. N is the number of sides on our shape. So this shape has 4 sides, so n is going to be 4 for this problem. So over here, the sum of our whole shape, all of these together, are going to be 4 minus 2 times 180. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times 180 makes 360 degrees. So the sum of all of these, this plus this plus this plus this, is going to have to equal 360 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to write that out in a big long equation. So I'm going to start right here with the 79 because that one makes me happy. So the 79 degrees plus the 55 degrees plus the x plus the 110, all of those together have to make 360. Okay, so here you can do one of 2 things. You can use your equation solver. Okay, if you don't have an equation solver pulled up in a tab on your computer, you can go ahead and do that now. Just Google equation solver. Probably the first or second one there is fine. They're all kind of the same thing. So you can just type this equation into an equation solver and hit enter. I'm going to do it by hand. So we're going to add these numbers here. Grab my calculator real quick. So I have 79 plus 55 plus 110. So far in this picture we have 244 degrees out of our whole shape, which we said has to make 360. So to get that x by itself, we're going to take away 244 from both sides, and 360 take away 244 will leave us with 116 degrees for our missing angle. Okay, meaning if I put 116 back here into this picture and I added all 4 of these angles together, they're going to add up to 360, which is the sum of any quadrilateral, any 4-sided figure. Okay, all right, so here's number 2. Again, if I start going too fast and you're like, whoa, I need to pause, I need to rewind, hey, that's the beauty of a video. You can go at your own pace, rewind, listen as many times as you need to. Okay, so pause, make sure you have this picture drawn. I already have it, so I am going to go ahead. Okay. The question here is asking us to find the value of x. I see x right here. So what kind of angle is that in our picture? It is an interior angle. Okay. Are all of these interior angles of this shape going to be congruent? Are they all exactly the same? No, they are not the same. Okay, so since these are not congruent, we are going to find the sum of all of them. We're going to add all of these little angles together and figure out what they should add up to. Okay, so again, our formula for sum of the interior is n minus 2 times 180. How many sides do we have on our shape? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. N is 7 for this problem. So 7 minus 2 times 180. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 times 180 will give us a sum of 900. So all of the angles inside this shape have to add up to 900. Okay, I already have a whole bunch of them. Okay, so let's start right here with this 150. So I've got 150 plus 142 plus x plus 136 plus 140 plus 148 plus this thing. What's this thing? That's 90, right angle. And that all together, that should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got all 7 of them. That should add up to our sum of 900. That's going to go over here. Okay, so the question is, how much does all of this stuff make that we already have? Okay, so I'm going to do 150 plus 142 plus, I'm going to skip over the x for now because I'm going to leave that and figure out what that is. 136 plus 140 plus 148 plus 90. Let me double check my numbers. 36, 140, 40. Okay, that all makes 806. So this x that we don't know, plus all the rest of this stuff, which we said was 806, has to equal up to 900 degrees. So how much more is x going to need to be so that we get all the way up to that 900? 900 take away 806 leaves us with 94. Okay. All right. So we're going to switch over a little bit. Okay. Instead of just given an angle measure, we're going to put some variables and stuff in there. This is a very common geometry question to integrate the algebra with it. Okay, so again, pause to draw the picture, and then we will move on from there. All right, so we're solving for x. So I see an x right here, and right here, and right here, and right here. Okay, so what kind of angles are we looking at in this shape? Are these values that they give us, are they interior or exterior? I didn't hear your answer. Can you say that again? Thank you. They are interior angles. Are all of them exactly the same? Is this angle the same size as this angle? Okay. I can tell from right here that they are not the same. Okay. The other way I can tell is that if they wanted these all to be the same, they would put these little tick marks on them, right? They would put a tick mark here and a tick mark here to show that they're all the same. And since it does not have that, those weren't there to start with, these are not congruent. So instead of doing just one, we're going to do the sum again. And in this case, how many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. N is 6. Okay, so I'm going to go straight to my formula this time because I have it written down 2 times already on my paper. So the sum of the interior is going to be n, which we're saying is 6, n minus 2 times 180. So 6 minus 2, y'all should be using your calculator. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180 gives us a sum of 720 degrees. Okay, so all of these angles together are going to add up to 720. So I'm going to add all of them together. I'm going to put a plus sign between each one of them and add them all up to make 720. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a corner to start with. Doesn't really matter where. I'm going to start right here with the 110. So I'm going to start way over here. 110 plus 6x minus 2. Now I will tell you this. We do not need these parentheses. The only reason they put these parentheses on here is so that we can see that that all goes together as the angle measure. Okay, so when I put it into my equation, I don't need those parentheses. So 6x minus 2, then this one plus 7x plus 19, plus the next one, 116, plus the next one, 5x plus 36, plus the next one, 8x minus 1. I already did the 110, so I don't need that. All of this is going to equal 720. Oh my goodness, that is a crazy long equation. Okay. However, it's not as crazy as it could be because these things are all like terms pretty much. Okay. I have all of these x's, so I'm going to highlight those first. Okay. I've got a positive 6x. I've got a positive 7x. I've got a positive 5x and a positive 8x. What does that make? 6 plus 7 is 13. 5 plus 8 is 13. So 13 plus 13 makes 26. Got 26x there. And then we're going to look at our constants, our numbers that are by themselves. So we've got this 110. Take away 2. Add 19. Add 116. Add 36. Take away 1. So I'm going to do that in my calculator. 110 take away 2 plus 19 plus 116 plus 36 take away 1. And all of that together makes 278. A positive 278. And then we got that 720 over there by itself. Okay, now I will tell you, if you wanted to write all of this into your equation solver, into your computer, that's cool. Just make sure you type it correctly. If you want to type this after you've combined your like terms, you want to put that into your equation solver, that's cool too. This is a two-step equation. We're going to take away 278 from both sides, which will leave us with 26x over here on the left. 720 take away 278 is 442. So 26 times what number makes 442? Do a real quick divide on both sides, and 442 divided by 26 makes 17. X is 17. Okay. My last step is go back and check the question. Did we answer what the question was asking us for? So in this question, they were asking us to solve for x. We found x to be 17, so we're good. Okay. Every now and then, they're going to ask you to plug that back in, which I think we'll have on the next one. Okay. All right. So again, here's our next question. Pause while you get a chance to write that down. And then we'll move on. All right, so on this one, it says find the measure of angle B. Angle B is this angle right here. Okay, so they're asking us how big is this angle right here. So we need to figure out what 8x plus 7 is. Okay, so in order to do that, we first need to solve for x. Okay, so we're going to solve for x first. Then we'll plug it back in. Okay, so in this case, are these angles interior or exterior? Interior. Are we looking at angles where they are all exactly the same, or are these different sizes? These are different, so we're going to look at all of them together, sum. And how many sides do we have? The number of sides on our shape is 4 for this quadrilateral. So the sum of the interior angles is going to be n minus 2 times 180, where n is 4. We already did that. We said that was 360, right? Okay, so what this tells me is that the sum, if I add all 4 of these angles together, they need to add up to 360. So I'm just going to write them out. 8x plus 7, 14x minus 11, plus 10x plus 13, plus 5x plus 18, and all of that will equal 360. Okay, so these are my 4 different angles. This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. And together, all 4 of those are going to add up to 360. So we're going to combine our like terms, see how many x's we got here. We've got an 8x plus 14, make sure you include the plus or minus, plus 10 x's, plus 5 more x's. So 8 plus 14, oops, that's times, my bad. 8 plus 14 plus 10 plus 5 makes 37 x's. And then I've got all of the rest of this stuff. I've got a positive 7, I've got a minus 11, I've got a plus 13, and a plus 18. So the 11 was the only one that was subtraction. That makes 27. And when I add all of this stuff up on the left, it should equal 360 over there on the right. Okay, so again, this can go into your equation solver if you'd like, or we could just do our little 2-step equation quickly. Take away 27 from both sides. 37x equals 300. 360 take away 27 is 333. Divide by the 37. So x equals 333 divided by 37 is 9. X equals 9. We're like, woo, look at all that work we did. We're awesome. And then we get it wrong because it doesn't say solve for x. It says find the measure of angle B. So now that I know x is 9, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do it over here because I'm running out of room. The measure of angle B. What do we know in our picture about the measure of angle B? It is 8x plus 7. And what did we just figure out? X is 9. So we're going to bring that 9 and we're going to put it right here where the x is. So this is going to look like this. 8 parenthesis plus 7. And in that parenthesis, we're going to put the value of x that we just got. So 8 times 9 plus 7. So that angle B is 79 degrees. Awesome. Okay. All right, here's number 5. There's a problem because I am missing a value in number 5. We're going to put it in right here. Sorry, 10x plus 4. That is the only thing we are given in this problem. Okay, so it says if this figure is a regular polygon, solve for x. What does regular mean again? Regular means all sides congruent, all angles congruent. If all sides are the same, all angles are the same. So every one of these angles in this shape, this angle, this one, they are all exactly the same size all the way around. Okay, so we are going to solve just for this one angle. Okay, so is it interior or exterior? Interior, there's just one of them. So we're going to look at our formula for one interior angle. So I look over at my formula chart and it says 1 interior equals n minus 2 times 180 divided by n. Okay. All right, so in this problem, we know this value right here. The one interior angle that we have in this problem is this thing right here. That's our 10x plus 4. And the other thing that we know is we know what n is. Okay, well, let's count. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. n is 10 for this problem. So I'm going to put a 10 for n. So the n is going to be replaced here with a 10 and down here with a 10 as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this right side. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 times 180 divided by 10 tells us that that one angle needs to be 144. So we're going to have 10x plus 4 equals 144. That looks like a nice equation to solve. You can put it into your equation solver. You can do it by hand. I'm going to do it by hand. We're going to take away 4 on both sides, and that will make 10x equals 140. Divide both sides by 10. X equals 140 divided by 10 is 14. Is that what we were trying to find? Solve for x. X, x, x. Solve. Great. Okay. All right, one more. Guess what? The last one's always different, right? Okay, here's the last one. Pause, draw. What's different about this one? Yeah, on this one, everything that we're given is now exterior. These are all exterior angles. Do I have just one of them? Are they all the same? Nope, there's nothing to say that the sides of this shape are the same. So we're going to do the sum of our exterior angles to solve for that. Oh, hey, we need directions. Solve for x is our directions for this problem. Solve for x. Okay. Sum of the exterior. So I'm going to look at my formula chart for sum of the exterior. S for sum exterior. Look at that. Sum of the exterior equals 360. Okay. Again, this is the one that doesn't change. So all of these together are going to add up to equal 360. Okay. So I'm going to pick one to start with. I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to start there. 5x plus 4, that's the first one, plus 4x plus 9, plus 9x minus 6, plus 4x plus 1. I'm running out of room. 7x plus 4. And all of that together is going to equal up to 360. Okay. Again, we're going to look at all our x values. So I've got 5x plus 4x plus a 9x plus 4 more x plus 7 more x. Okay, 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 7. That makes 29. So we've got 29 x's. And then we've got the rest of these numbers. So I have this plus 4, plus 9, minus 6, plus 1, plus 4. 4 plus 9 minus 6 plus 1 plus 4 makes 12. Okay. If this came out as a, oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. If this came out as a negative 12, then I would put minus right here. Yeah. But for right now, it's all positive. All right, so we want to get that x by itself. So we're going to get rid of this plus 12 first by taking away 12 on both sides. And we will have 29x equals, what's 360 take away 12? 348. And the last step is divide by whatever's in front of x. 348 divided by 29 makes 12. X equals 12. Just enough space. Okay, solve for x. Okay, if they wanted me to find one of them, I could take this 12 and I could plug it back into any one of these equations and I could find what that value would be. Okay? All right, again, don't freak out about the solving equation part. Okay? Use your formula first and then set up your big long crazy equation. Okay? Use your equation solver if you need to, or your algebra. Again, find me if you have questions before submitting your assignment. I love you. I miss you. I'm sending you hugs. Bye-bye.